Okay, so I'm taking a short on Tesla right here on this level that I had drawn. If we break back under, I am looking to short to see if we can fill the gap down to 199.17 to 198.53. I also would like to see this trend line back tested and failed, but ultimately we need to fail this line I have at 201.25 for puts to work. I got a pretty solid average on that dip right there, and so now we just need to break trend to see this gap filled. It's about $1,000 position for me. Doing another small account challenge here. Tesla's a very wild stock to trade, especially if you're trading 0 DTEs, which is what I'm playing. That's how they're so cheap, and I'm up about 12% now off of this move. So you can see we're currently back testing this trend break, which is why we're seeing some consolidation, and we need back underneath this trend line right here to fill this gap for puts to keep working. Ultimately, I'd love to fill the gap all the way back down to 195.81, which is a pre-market level that I had. You can see we hit 195.90, almost perfect bounce off of that level. So I'd really, really love to gap all the way back down there. That would be really nice. And you can see that puts at that time were up to $3.40. So you would probably 3 times your money if that happened. Okay, so I'm up about 20% off of this trade so far. I took it right in here, so it's, let's see, 10:38, and it's currently 10:42, so what, about 5 minutes? When I say up 20%, it's just from buying puts right in this range, and they're increasing in price. So as long as Tesla keeps going down and my puts keep going up, I make money. There we go. Okay, so we're breaking this back test of trend here. Again, this is where they went stop loss fishing, grabbed liquidity from people who were short, and then this is a perfect example of having your stop loss too tight. You get stopped out, and then the move eventually goes the way you wanted it to. So breaking this trend line back test to fill my gap now, I want it to come right in this range, which was my predetermined plan. If we break this range, my next plan is a gap down closer to 196. And you can see that I update my group on the charts that I'm looking at and what I'm looking to happen. So I was showing them what I wanted to happen before it happened. I wanted to break underneath this line to fill this gap, and that's why I was looking to play puts. So that's how I do quote unquote alerts in my group. It's not like, oh, buy here, sell here the minute it happens. It's showing them what I'm looking for and ahead of time so they can prepare. And then if they want to catch it alongside of me and they see it play out, then they can do so. But all these levels are provided before market opens. Cool, and now we're hitting almost 50%. Just for rough math, just understand that my average is right underneath $1. It's like 97. And so I'm almost at 50% gains once we fill my gap right here. And that equates to about $500 on a $1,000 position. So now that we're hitting my range, this is where it becomes tricky. So another reason why I say don't look at your profit and loss is because typically me, I would panic sell in here looking that I'm just made about $600 in 10 minutes. However, considering that we still have some ways to go to my second target, I want to see how we react in this range before I take profit. So again, this is why it's really important to pay attention to your plan and not so much panic sell just because you see your profit and loss, and letting your runners run according to the levels that you already have set. So if we break out of this range and we break 198.53, I'd be looking for a complete gap fill down to 196, but so far we're attempting to catch buyers here. And just really quick, let's extend this to the right. I would like to stay underneath this trend line, continue to make lower highs. That means trend is to the downside in order to fill this gap here. This right here was where I was curious if we might get some consolidation near 197.80 next. Almost at 100% on this trade. And this is also what I mean when you really want to focus on the A+ setups and wait for those ones that you're really confident on, especially if you have a smaller account. Now for me, when I do these $1,000 challenges, I just do it for fun, and I don't mind throwing an entire position and just doing one trade per day. That's typically what I do, but I've also been doing this for 7 years, so I know how to manage my risk. If I mess up one day, I have another opportunity the next. Do I traditionally throw an entire $1,000 position into a trade this risky? No, but I really wasn't risking that much at all. Considering my entry was way up here, I was risking above 203. So very, very good risk versus reward, regardless if it's 0 DTE or not. Now, if you're a person who doesn't have really good discipline and you're not able to stop out if we did break 203, then you most likely would have lost all of your money if it went against you. So that's why a lot of people have a bad taste in their mouth when it comes to 0 DTEs, is because they are very volatile. I mean, we went from 340 all the way down to 60 in the matter of probably, like, let's see, 10 o'clock, 30 minutes. So that's a big difference. And Tesla's very volatile, which is why if you are not disciplined and you don't know how to manage your risk, you should very much so avoid this at all costs. But again, it's a very fun one to play when you know how to be on the right side of the trade. So now I'd love if we can break 197.80. We could flush down to 195.81, my next level here. Okay, so I am well up over 124% now in the matter of, I took this trade around 10:38. It is now 10:53, so not even 20 minutes. And we're pushing 135%. What I'm looking for now is a complete gap fill to 195.81, which is the next level down that I had set. Again, these are all predetermined levels. My profit and loss is off. Even though I know I'm up probably well over $1,000, I'm not looking at that. I'm just looking at the chart. I just went ahead and sold at 100% just because I decided that I am more than happy. Why did I make the decision to sell there? I might have left some money on the table. However, knowing that it's Tesla, one, I know that if we started to see some buyers step in a wick here, and this was the start of this candle, we could potentially retrace back up to this range, and that would be another potential put entry. And you can see that it looks like we might be doing that. If we do that, being 0 DTEs, I would lose a lot of money just off of a move that came back up, which is exactly what we're doing. So I made the impulsive decision to take profits, and I made about 1,045 on that trade in about 20 minutes, which was 100% gain. And I do want to highlight something that's very important, especially if you want to be consistent long term. A lot of times this used to happen to me where if I took profits here and I saw a red candle continuation to the downside, in my head, I'm like, okay, no, I need to get back in, which let's look at both sides here. Yes, is there more downside? Yep. But is a better entry waiting for a rejection back up here? Yes. So you're at an automatic disadvantage if you're chasing right here. If you got that initial gut instinct to sell and take profits, listen to that gut instinct, because it's your first line of defense to say, hey, stop being greedy. This is plenty. You caught a piece of the move, a piece of the pie. You do not need to eat the entire cake and become fat and greedy, right? Like, you need to think of it like, I just need a piece of the move. And when we start to stall out, it doesn't matter if you quote unquote sell too soon, you followed your plan. And my plan always includes, yes, if there's a next level down here, that is my plan to hold if this breaks. However, if I start to see a stall out and I'm playing something that's short-term expiration, I'm completely okay with taking profits, especially if it's 100% trade in 20 minutes. If we make more to the downside, that's completely okay. I'll wait my turn for potential calls if we hold down here. But at the end of the day, as long as you follow your plan, you listen to your gut instinct, and you're making responsible moves, locking profits is not a bad thing. And you do not go back in chasing if you see it continue to go down in your favor. In my opinion, you're much better off waiting for a potential pop up here for a better entry, for a second scalp, or waiting for the opposite side of that trade once we have completely exhausted the downside. I hope this was helpful for you guys. I try my best to document some of my trades, especially ones that can capture this much potential in such little time, to show you guys my thought process, what I'm doing, where my risk level is, what I was looking for. Because I remember back in the day, I always looked for that, is when traders could break down trades for me. It would help so much, especially if I could find somebody who was just very simple in the terms that they used. They didn't overcomplicate things, and just understanding their thought process always helped me a lot when I was learning along the way for the past 7 years. So as always, if you guys want the extra support from me, just go to the description box down below this video. You'll find a master link. The first link is a free day trading seminar. It'll let you guys know the proper account type you need and some extra details if you're looking to get started day trading with a small account like what we just did. Also, I want to highlight, I do have a community which is founded on education. It will be underneath the gold membership option. If there's spots still open, you'll still see the link available. I'm not sure when you'll be watching this, but hybrid trading community. Also have an 8-week program which takes a beginner trader to an advanced scalper. I'm also working on a scalping playbook, which is coming out in 2023, where I go over my advanced scalping strategies and just my techniques that I've developed over the past 7 years. I go more into the scalping versus day trading method. So this will be more of the beginner to advanced trader, but then the highest tier I think you can go as a trader is becoming an advanced scalper. So that's what the playbook is working on for 2023. All of that is included as well. And I'm just huge on education. So if you guys want want to work more with me, this is the way to do that. Again, description box holds the link down below. If you just want the free stuff, make sure to check out the free day trading seminar, and then just keep up with my YouTube. I try to post as much educational content as possible and give back. And then last but not least, if you guys are interested in more of me and my day-to-day life, make sure to follow me on Instagram. I am a full-time traveler and trader, and I like to post more of outdoorsy travel content, all that good stuff on my Instagram. I only have one account. It is linked down below. Do not follow any scammers, and just know that all other are imposters. Please block and report. I do not trade crypto. That sums it up. I hope to see you guys next week. Thank you so much for watching.